Do you think a woman's sexual past matters?
Yeah, I do. I just don't think a high quality woman, like a lot of people have access to her. Anybody can go out and buy a Coach or a Michael Kors bag. You have to be invited to buy an Hermes or a Birkin bag.
Facts.
Like, not everybody has their hands on those.
Yeah, good analogy.
How many guys have you been with?
Well, I used to be a gang girl. I used to do gang parties and I would get by like 50 dudes a night. So I've probably been by like 500 dudes.
Huh? What? She belongs to the streets.
500 dudes. That's not just a lot, that's a whole village. But now she's a different person, looking for a nice guy to settle down, and her past doesn't matter, right? Come on. When the chicks out there have gone through the carousel and taken part in these sorts of activities, the likelihood of having a good relationship with them is zero. And do you know what's even worse? How careless she is when she says she did all that. That girl isn't a human being. It's a cum depository. Modern women try to use these girls as examples to justify how great hookup culture is and why frowning upon promiscuity is an outdated concept. Is it? Is it not? I don't care, really. What's bad is bad, regardless of the era we live in. Sure, society nowadays is all about the so-called freedom, but freedom to do what? Freedom to fornicate? Freedom to love whoever you want? Freedom to do disgusting things with so many partners that women lose all their pair bonding skills? In today's video, we're delving into modern women's careless approach to sex and relationships and why this is keeping them, if at all, in the sex zone for life. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to 20, he said, "Accountability, the woman's kryptonite, an age-old classic, simple." Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 for that comment of the day. As usual guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. Embrace your masculinity. Look, when the manosphere and any person with common sense for that matter call these things out, it's not for the hell of it. It's just what's going on, and decent men don't like it. Aren't you fed up with chicks saying that they're free to do this and that? I mean, not a single decent man is forcing women to do anything, but just letting them know that men have standards. Let's keep it 1,000. Men don't want to marry a woman who's been part of gangbangs. The mere idea of imagining your woman in that scenario is disgusting. The last decades of history have been plagued with movements and propaganda to liberate women from the evil ghost of patriarchy, a fake idea that oppresses women. But the question is, how were women oppressed? Yeah, they used the exception to justify the outrage. Let me explain. Just because a minority of men coerced their wives and threatened with the idea of not taking care of them, now all men are evil. Wow, there are thousands of men out there dying to get a stay-at-home wife, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is that some weak men, because that's what they are, oppress their wives. So, among other things, feminism wanted women to have the right to vote, work, etc., but nah, all that stuff wasn't enough. I mean, it's cool. It's a tool to flex on the chauvinist men, right? You go, girl. Enjoy those bags and makeup you don't need. Having the same rights as men is not enough. They want even more. These chicks are like capricious kids who can't ever be happy. No matter how many concessions you make, they want more and more. So, after being able to be part of the corporate machine and having more material possessions, what is it that they want? More freedom. But freedom to fornicate, love whoever they want, insult men, be part of gangbangs. Wow, many people these days are escaping war-torn countries in search of real freedom, but hey girl, you're really a savior of humanity. This is mind-boggling. Women like that former gangbang girl are proof that giving freedom to women is one of the worst decisions you can ever make. It all starts with making the wrong concession. Check this out.
Here's one that's going to piss some people off. Let's do this. Let's say your girlfriend comes to me and she's like, hey, baby, I want to go on a girls trip. No. No is, why would I put my girl in a club somewhere all dolled up in a dress and high heels with a bunch of other single women so guys can come hit on her? It's not distrust, it's not insecurity, it's just a foolish move.
Anything wrong with what he said? I mean, it's all common sense to me. So yeah, no girls' trips where she's half naked in a club filled with single men in search of one-night stands. No hot girl summers. No, you're controlling and insecure. Women these days are so used to men making concessions that once you show them different terms and conditions, they freak out. They call you all the names under the sun: controlling, sexist, insecure, and the whole package. Sure, she can run her mouth as much as she wants, and rest assured that all her friends will try to brainwash her to leave you because you're not respecting her freedom. If that's the case and she prefers following the advice of those chicks, they didn't steal you a woman. They stole you a problem. Got no time for stupid women who only care about freedom. We live in times when the mere idea of family is even demonized and deemed oppressive, but nothing can keep women more in check than a good father and an exemplary mother. Here's a clip that proves why this whole society is out of control right now, with so-called freedom, but organized by people who care very little about the good of the average Joe.
The most natural organizing principle has always been the family, and then extended family, and then growing out from there, tribes. And these sorts of configurations operate with more or less naturally developing sources of authority and order within families, within extended families, within tribes. But when you get bigger and you start having communities and societies being brought together with no familial or tribal interconnections, societies of strangers essentially, then you have to codify the rules. You have to implement sort of synthetic codes of order and conduct. And the sources of authority in that type of community or that type of society derive from those codes. Authority figures, leaders, and politicians and so on don't attain their positions through the natural process of proving their usefulness and their value to the family or to the extended family or to the tribe, but through the manufactured, agreed upon system of order.
This decline of society is not accidental. It's well orchestrated, done on purpose, and designed to degenerate women more and more under the guise of, freedom, getting to know themselves more and all that jazz. The concept of the family has been eroded in favor of collectives, artificial groups, and ideas that in reality only benefit modern women and, men who profit. Think of the founder of OF, or the condom and birth control pills industry. Those men, because those business owners are all men, are swimming in money. Alright, let's go back in time a bit. When we talk about the beginning of human civilization, we're really talking about families. The family was where it all started. It was the original gang, the folks you relied on for everything. And in this close-knit group, everyone had a role, and everyone was accountable to each other. This mutual accountability was like the glue that held them together and made sure things ran smoothly. So far, so good. I mean, what's better than this? All that men want is this, but these days, it's nearly impossible. Yeah, there are no good wives out there. Modern women have extensive sexual pasts, and in many cases, the father figure wasn't there in the first place. Okay, fast forward a bit and you get tribes. Tribes were like big extended families. They had their customs and their ways of doing things, and everyone was accountable to the tribe. If you had a problem, you'd sort it out within the tribe. It was about maintaining peace and harmony within this larger community, and everyone played their part. Still, great ideas. For real. Way better than this society that's all about stupid ideologies, preferences, and feelings. Through all these changes and developments in society, one thing remained constant: the importance of family and accountability. The values, the respect for authority, and the sense of duty we learned within families were like the seeds that grew into the way we interact with our larger communities. But then came what this wise man calls cosmopolitan societies. Now, since societies are so big, the rules need to change. Here's where the problem comes in. You've got a whole lot of bad people in power who don't care about the real problems of men and almost worship the feelings of women. Alright, let's break this down in simpler terms. Imagine there are things you're allowed to do and things you're not allowed to do, both according to the law and what's seen as socially okay or not. Now, these rules need to be followed pretty strictly. If the laws are more lenient, the social expectations become stricter. It's like a balancing act to keep a group of strangers from going off the rails. But what are the rails, or rather, the moral conduct? The feelings of women? Well, let's keep on going down this rabbit hole. So, when it comes to enforcing these rules, we've got two main players. Law enforcement takes care of the legal stuff, and, if you break the law, you might end up in prison. More often than not, laws are dictatorial, making you pay child support for a kid that's not even yours. Then there's social code enforcement, which deals with how you're expected to behave in your community. So, if you now speak more conservative or traditionalist ideas, you're simply an outcast, a bad person, a woman hater. If you're not playing by the community's rules, you might get ostracized or cancelled. Essentially, they push you out or shut you down if they think you're a threat to the system. That's the problem. Why is all of this so strict? Well, because for a society made up of strangers to function, everyone needs to agree to follow the rules, both the written laws and the unwritten community norms. If someone decides to go against the grain, like MGTOW, it could jeopardize the whole deal. So, punishment, in a way, becomes a form of defense mechanism. It's like the community's way of protecting itself and making sure everyone stays in line. This is not something made up, it's the reality of humanity these days. We live in the era of relativism, where feelings matter more than facts. Many women love going through all types of experiences to feel good about themselves, but whoever dates to call such women hoes is simply a criminal. If they could, trust me, men like you and I would be forced to go through re-education programs just so we can't call out these things. Freedom. That fluid, unclear virtue. A woman is free to sleep around and take part in gangbangs, but you're almost a criminal for exercising your freedom to say that you ain't marrying hoes.
Andrew also says that a woman is low value if she slept with loads of men. So what do you think about a woman who's had, let's say, slept with 50 men?
My body count probably 10 times that, so I can't really shame nobody for what they did in the past.
So would you marry a woman that's been with 100 men?
I mean, now if I know that, that's a different story probably.
Well, you do know, I'm telling you, she's been with 100 men. Would you take her?
No.
So you do agree with Andrew?
Yeah.
You agree as well?
Yeah.
Sorry. You have been dating your girl for however long, 5 years. You take her to Turks and Caicos. Mm-hmm. You open up her phone and you've seen something from 10 years ago. You're calling it off.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's gonna change your entire attitude and perspective on your woman. She went from innocent flower to garbage dump.
In our contemporary society, freedom has taken on a new face, especially in how we navigate our personal lives and choices. Many associate freedom with the ability to engage in activities like casual relationships, hookups/fornication, or loving whoever. However, this perception of freedom is carefully crafted. It's a narrative designed to make you feel liberated while subtly ensuring we stay within the lines of societal norms. People should have the right to make choices about their lives, relationships, and all that good stuff. However, the way this concept of freedom is marketed and glorified can sometimes be misleading. The freedom to engage in relationships and sexual activities of one's choice is often portrayed as the epitome of personal liberty, suggesting that liberation can be found in the absence of societal and moral constraints. Consider the promotion of fornication and the freedom to love whomever one desires. While these are undoubtedly personal choices, the narrative surrounding them can inadvertently serve the overarching societal structure. Society may encourage these choices to foster the illusion of personal freedom while subtly ensuring adherence to the established norms and systems. In the context of relationships, the idea that one can love anyone they choose is undoubtedly empowering. However, it's important to recognize that societal norms heavily influence our preferences and choices. Even within the realm of romantic relationships, our choices are shaped by societal expectations, cultural backgrounds, and media influence. The apparent freedom to love anyone is within the framework of societal acceptance and prevailing norms. Deviating too far from these norms often leads to social scrutiny, further underscoring the illusion of absolute freedom. Similarly, the promotion of fornication as an expression of freedom can be analyzed critically. While consenting adults engaging in consensual activities is a personal choice, the narrative that glorifies this choice can have a purpose beyond individual autonomy. The idea of free love can inadvertently support consumerism and the commodification of relationships. In a consumer-driven society, this narrative aligns with economic interests, encouraging spending on products and experiences associated with these relationships. Furthermore, this narrative can also divert attention from broader societal issues. By focusing on personal freedoms, especially in the realm of relationships, individuals may be less inclined to question or challenge the deeper societal structures that perpetuate inequality, discrimination, and injustices that affect men. It's a diversion, intentionally or not, from examining the systemic constraints that limit genuine freedom. Still, society and the government will want you to pay your bills and taxes on time. So wow, what a liberation, right? Come on. This constructed narrative of freedom also ties into the system of control and governance. As people believe they are exercising their freedom through personal choices, they inadvertently conform to societal expectations. This conformity is fundamental to maintaining a cohesive society. It's a delicate balance. The illusion of freedom must be maintained to ensure people abide by the societal framework. A society devoid of these illusions might face more significant challenges in governance and stability. In conclusion, the modern interpretation of freedom, particularly in personal relationships and individual choices, is often an intricately woven narrative that can subtly serve to uphold prevailing societal norms and systems that have nothing to do with the well-being of men. True liberation involves questioning these narratives and understanding the depth of societal influences. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.